Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Marcus here. So I am live on Facebook. I'm live on Instagram. We're going on YouTube here. I'm going to record a little bit of content here on websites. Websites, something that every business owner should know about a website. And the reason I'm doing this topic right now is because this just happened to me a matter of literally 5 minutes ago. I was experiencing this. Many of you who follow me know that I'm into psychology marketing. The brain is lazy. The brain is easily tricked into buying or not buying. And this kind of stuff just happens when we don't even think about it. And I know this stuff because I teach this stuff. And this stuff still happens to me. So my main speech that I give is on psychology marketing and websites, especially websites with psychology marketing. So I want to talk about an experience that just happened to me. I'm on the internet. I'm looking for a place to eat and drink a good beer. And so I'm going through and doing a Google search, finding websites, going from one website to another. And folks, you need to have your website so it's so easy for people to use that it's hard for them to leave. Okay? What I mean by that is if you make somebody work on your website, like look to find things, maneuver things around, try to click things, go down, and it can become of a disaster, right? So now I was just on a website that I had to actually click to look at one of their beer menus, which is no problem. One click is no problem, and I find one click no problem. What I do find problems is like when I want to contact you, and if your information isn't on every single page that I'm on, I'm a little discouraged. I don't want to hit a contact page to contact you. I think every website should be on the top, a way to get to the to be able to make a reservation if you're a restaurant, to be able to call you, be able to know your address, things like that. Well, my experience had just happened to me. I'm looking for a good beer place. I'm looking for a good place. Well, it wasn't for tonight. I was just looking in a particular area. What is a good beer area? A good beer restaurant. So I'm sitting there going through, clicking, and up finds one that I know about. I know the place. So I'm like, let me check out their beer menu, see what's currently on draft right now, or what they have in packages. I clicked the beer menu, and it took me to another website, a third-party website, one of those beer menus, Untapped kind of directories, a beer directory, which I was not a member of. Now, I know this place has really good beer, right? So I'm really curious to see what they have. Now, I've been there before. I've been there before several times. I know the place. I thought of the place. You know, they came up first to mind in that area for me to go to. And I stopped and left the website when that happened. I clicked the beer link. They linked me to beer menus or Untapped, one of those things that I'm not a member of. So this now place wanted me to actually now click options of who I am and what I'm doing there, because they're trying to pre-qualify me. Like, well, who's this person that's coming on board to our website? Is it a restaurant owner? Is it a beer drinker? Do they like? So I'm like, oh boy, this is the last thing I want to do. I just want to see your beer menu. That's all. Now, again, I know the place. I've been to the place. I'll go back to the place. But I jumped ship on their website because I didn't want to go through that. Now, imagine if I didn't know the place. Imagine if I hadn't been to the place. And imagine if I had no intention of ever going to the place besides my interaction with them right then and there. I would get so turned off that I would never even think of that place again. That place would absolutely 100% have lost my business. For right now, I know who they are. They just lost my attention. I did not have enough attention span. Folks, the brain is lazy. The brain doesn't want to work. Okay, now in our high-paced tech age, we get everything at our fingertips, this and that. There's other websites that you're going to find out there that have their beer menu posted right there. We don't have to opt into anything else. You don't have to join. Now after I would have joined this other site, I would have still had to search for the restaurant that I was looking for. So I literally had to have done another search, which would have been equally as frustrating for me to do that. So folks, the 5 principles that I teach, or the first handful of principles that I teach on website or what development when you build a website, your digital presence, and this is it goes for a website, it goes for your Facebook, it goes for print as well. It goes for, a business card, it goes for a flyer, it goes for a brochure. The number one reason people buy is the reward bias, what's in it for them. So for example, if you're going to have somebody sign up for your mailing list, you better make sure that you're going to give them something in return, because again, the person's going to think, why am I going to give you my information and trust my information? Like, what's in it for me? Like, really? Well, you know what? If a $10 off was in it for you, you'd probably say, oh yeah, cool. That's what's in it for me. It's worth it $10 to give up my email address, my name to this restaurant. But if you're not giving something up, people typically don't want to divulge information to you. Now, the reward bias is much more than just giving something up or giving a discount. The reward bias can also be good for, like me, I want a good glass of wine. I want a good beer, right? If a restaurant would say, keep up with everything that we're tapping, it's, all of our cool beers that we tap, our rare beers that we tap, join our email list. I'd be like, okay, that's my reward, is I get to keep up with what beers you're tapping. Or if I know that you're a wine restaurant and you have a great wine list and a great wine by the glass program, yeah, let me keep up on my wines. I want to know about that, all right? So the reward, don't think about the reward always being for a monetary gain, because it doesn't have to be. That just has to be what's in it for the guest. For me, it's a good glass of wine. For you, it might be a good beer. For somebody else, it might be eating at a farm-to-table, local, green, organic restaurant, or vegan food. So it's or grass-fed beef, or keto. So there's different rewards for everybody, and that's what you have to figure out. So that's one of the principles that I teach. The other one is likability. You have to be likable, which means you have to be on your website. You have to be with your eyes looking at them, not your back, not your side. A lot of us operate our own restaurant where we're there. We'll open the door for our guests at our restaurant, but you won't open the door on your website. Folks, when people get to your website, they want somebody opening the door for them. And if you're the owner and you can sit there and greet them on your website and smile and say, welcome to Jack's Bistro, I'm the owner. I've been here 22 years. I've been here 22 months. I've been here 22 weeks. They're going to start to like you and know who you are. So that's one of the major principles that I teach. Likability, authority bias. Authority is huge. Make sure that people know that you have some clout. Make sure they know that that other people like you, that you have 5-star reviews, that you are rated this, rated that you have been in business for 22 years. If you've been in business for 22 years, you've got to brag about that. If you've been in business for 10 years, you've got to. Those are bragging rights, right? That should be on your website. Established in 2003. That right there goes a long, long way. Featured in, as seen on, the best mac and cheese from, voted for, best of, voted best chef, people don't need to know it was best chef 2009 and it's 2019 right now. They don't need to know that you were voted best chef. Those are bragging rights. So the authority bias, mere association bias, who are you being associated with? That's why when you go to restaurants or to places, some restaurants, you'll see a picture of the owner with a celebrity. That's the association bias. Oh, well, if so-and-so thinks it's good here, he's a celebrity, she's a celebrity, then I'm going to have a good time here because so-and-so's having a good time, right? Presidential suites are like that. When you go to a hotel and, we're staying in the presidential suite. Well, if it was good enough for a president, it's good enough for me. So there's a bunch of different kinds of biases that we teach, up to 5 that I really hone in on. Folks, all this stuff is available on my website. So if you're not part of my website or part of my email list, make sure you get over there and get onto that. We post a lot of things. I post a lot of things. A lot of emails go out. 50mistakes.com, 50mistakes.com. There's a pop-up on there, and depending upon what time of the year it is, there's different rewards for you. I know, like right now, for you to do that, you would actually get our food cost, my food cost strategy that I've used since 2003 to turn a profit in my restaurant. My food cost strategy, folks. Food cost is not about raising your prices every time you think food goes up. There's a much more intricate strategy than that. Yes, raising your prices are part of food cost strategy, but it's not the only thing you do to combat raising food. Food goes up every year like 4%. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And if you're not raising your prices and doing other things and keeping on top of other things, that 4% is less than your profit every single year. And then it gets harder and harder. And then you find yourself raising prices without doing the other stuff. And then guests are going to say, well, gee, they keep raising their prices, but nothing else is changing. That's not part of the whole formula, folks, raising your prices. So